What's going on, everyone? Austin John Please here, and today I'm going to be going over every single habitat in Pokopia. I personally got and built all 209 as of time of recording habitats in Pokemon Pokopia. I'm going to be going over all of them in numerical order, and if any of them require a special item, I have right here the locations of all of those special items. There are some items that are going to be RNG, random number generator, dependent based on the artifacts that you're going to be exchanging with Professor Tangrowth. But there are some ways to circumvent that, mostly by visiting islands that have those special items, like the Developers Island. They released their island that they showcased in the treehouse. I have a whole video dedicated to that. So if I do ever say the Dev Island, that's what I'm talking about. Something to note here, some of the Pokemon spawns are going to be exclusive to some areas. You can, in theory, just put these down in any environment, and if that Pokemon can spawn there, then it eventually will. But if it's exclusive to an area, then it won't spawn there. However, if you make the habitat in the wrong location, there's a high likelihood that you're going to get a little glowing indication of a trace of a Pokemon, and that will show you where that Pokemon does spawn. If it's not spawning for you, good chance that it might be in the wrong place, and the game is going to just naturally tell you. If you build all of these habitats, you're going to have every single non-legendary, non-mythical Pokemon in the game available to spawn. Let's get into it. First is regular 4 tall grass, as you learn in the tutorial. Then tree shaded tall grass, boulder shaded tall grass, hydrated tall grass, seaside tall grass, elevated tall grass. That means that the grass has to be at a higher point than just regular ground level. It's about 7 blocks above sea level where applicable. Illuminated tall grass with any single light source in the game, including a mushroom lamp. A pretty flower bed, which is just 4 wildflowers next to each other. Tree shaded flower bed, which is 4 wildflowers under any berry tree. Hydrated flower bed, wildflowers next to water. Field of flowers, which is 8 wildflowers. Elevated flower bed, which is 4 wildflowers at a high up location. Grave with flowers, which is 4 wildflowers and a gravestone. The garden flower, which is 4 of any hedge. It does not have to be these cuboid hedges here, and 4 wildflowers. The fresh veggie field, which is 8 of any vegetable. Riding warm updrafts, which is 3 campfires that are lit. A campsite, which is a lit campfire, a straw table, and a straw stool. The training waterfall, which is any seat next to water and next to a waterfall. Tantalizing dining set, any seat, any table, plated food. Picnic set, any seat, any table, picnic basket. The flowery table, any seat, any table, small vase. Bench with greenery, any 2 hedges, doesn't have to be the cuboid ones, and any seat that is wide, meaning that it takes a space of 1 by 2. Illuminated bench, any wide seat and any street light. Exercise resting spot, as you got in the tutorial. Urgent care, which is seat, table, and first aid kit. First aid gym, which is combining the table, first aid kit, and the punching bag. Road sign, an arrow sign, and 3 wooden paths touching each other. The large luggage carrier, the cart, and 2 wooden crates. There are some spawns that are exclusive to your pallet town. The lumberjack's workplace, which is going to be a log chair, a cart, a chopped down tree, so a tree stump, and a log table. Bed with a plush, any bed, any doll. A gently lit bed, any table, and 1 slender candle that is lit. Grave offering, gravestone, lit slender candle, and plated food. Creepy grave offering, eerie candle that is lit, gravestone, and plated food. You could get 2 eerie candles next to Alakazam's spawn location during the Poliwrath questline in the Skylands. The Chansey resting area, 6 of any hedge, a Chansey plant, and a wide seat. If you, for whatever reason, don't have the recipe for the Chansey resting area, you can buy the kit to build the Chansey park, and then just use that one there. In fact, it already has the hedges, you just put the seat down and you're good. Irresistible scent and glow, the pitcher plant pot, plated food, and a mushroom lamp. You can find 2 pitcher pot plants in Silphco after restoring the large building. Floating in the shade, an inflatable boat, beach parasol, and water. This is one of the environments that, even though Blastoise is available somewhere else, very rare. Here it's going to be available as just rare, meaning it's going to be a lot easier for you to find it. The inflatable boat is purchasable in the PC at a certain level. Smooth tall grass, 4 dry tall grass and a smooth rock. You can use rototiller to move grass about freely. The ground does not have to be dry itself. Factory storage. You're given this quest by Magnemite at the end of the game. The luxury chirp chirp meal, a wooden birdhouse and a berry basket. The berry basket requires all 6 infinity berries in the game. After getting all 6 berries and putting them into your affinity crafting table, you can get the berry basket. Alternatively, you can just 3D print the berry basket, but you're much better off 3D printing the specific berry trees. You should be able to easily obtain 5 of the 6 berry trees while progressing through the game in specific Pokeballs placed throughout all of the world. There's always going to be one berry tree that you cannot get in your game, and you have to visit someone else's island, which that's where the Dev Island comes into place. In the description of this video is going to be the Dev Island, which includes the code to go visit there, how you go there and visit, and where to find this item to then go 3D print it. The Berry Feast campsite, everything I just said about the berry basket applies here. 2 cast form weather charms set to sun mode. They have to be on a block or a wall. A lit bonfire, and this has to be at a high up location. This is going to be your rare way of getting Charizard as opposed to the very rare, which is grass on the ground. The rain dance site, like you set up during the tutorial. The sunny day site, which is the same thing except you flip the cast form charms over by interacting with them. The professor's treasure trove, that's unlocked after completing the Team R initiation quest. This requires 4 of any large lost relic. That means that the large pieces of furniture, the couches, the beds, the toys, things like that, you go ahead, put those down, and you're good. Cozy log handicrafts, log chair, log bed, log table. The very berry space, which is a berry chair, berry table, berry lamp, and an illuminated berry table lamp. All of these require specific berries to craft them, which is the reason you're much better off actually getting the tree instead of the berry basket, as I mentioned before. But you can purchase all of these recipes in the PC at a high enough level. The garden terrace, which is 4 wildflowers, garden chair, garden table, and an illuminated garden lamp. You can get all of the garden recipes in the wasteland at a high enough level. Tree shaded snoozing Snorlax, which requires specifically a nap time bed. You can find one in the sewers underneath Silphco in the Sparkling Skylands. Good old-fashioned antiques, antique closet, chair, bed, and dresser. All of these items can be found in the Silphco building once restored, and you can find them various throughout the world. Nothing but Pokeballs. The Pokeball sofa, bed, table, and illuminated Pokeball light. All of these items can be difficult to come across. I know that the table and the bed are both in Silphco after you restore it, but you can get all of these items on the Dev Island if you need. Now we're getting to specifically bleak beach habitats, starting with number 50, and that's just yellow tall grass. 51 is tree shaded yellow tall grass, which is under any large tree. 52 is elevated yellow tall grass. 53 is hydrated yellow tall grass. 54 is marshy tall grass, like you got during Piplup's quest. 55 is the overgrowth vending machine that you get a request from Marip. 56 is the breezy flower bed, which is 4 seashore flowers down by the seashore. 57 is tropical vibes, which is specifically a large palm tree and 4 seashore flowers. 58 is a windy flower bed, so next to a windmill, put down 4 seashore flowers. 59 is the shaded beach, which is a large palm tree and a beach chair. 60 is the tropical seaside, which you got during the quests. 61 is the resting spot that you learned from Meowth. 62 is Perpetual Mess, which is just 1 cardboard box and 2 of any toy. It does not have to be the block toys. 53 is the Trash Collection Site. 64 is Trash Can Central, 4 trash cans. 65 is 1 utility pole and 1 garbage bag. 66 is a park bench. If you didn't know, that's the name of the copyright-free theme song that I've had for the last 9 years, which is 1 wide seat and 1 garbage bin. 67 is the Tantalizing Restaurant, 1 seat, 1 table, 1 menu board, 1 plated food. 68 is the Tableside Delivery Cart, chic chair, 2 of them, chic table, small vase, push cart, 1 plated food. 69 is the Chirp Chirp meal that you learned during the quests. 70 is the cafe space, 2 of any seat, 1 of potted plant, 2 of any counter, 1 mug, 1 menu board. The beach set, which is 1 chair, 1 side table, and 1 beach parasol for the 3 forms of tatsugiri. The light up stage, which is 2 spotlights and 1 small stage. Surprise in store. 2 balloons, 1 boo in the box. The boo in the box, you get this inside of the museum in the sound room. It's a little hard to tell that it is a boo in the box because it kind of just looks like a purple striped block, but you won't be able to demolish it with Graveler. Instead, you have to either break it with your fists or you collect it with Y. The night festival venue. 2 balloons, 1 Raichu sign. 57 is the changing area, 1 closet, 1 large mirror. The private makeup stand, any partition, any dresser, and any closet. The knitting station, knitting supplies, any seat, any table. The hot spring shower that you get during the quest from Piplup. The resort meal prep, a large palm tree, any seat, 1 plated food, and 1 campfire. All packed up, 1 cart, 2 cardboard boxes. Full recovery, any bed, 1 plain chest, 1 first aid kit. You're also going to notice that Pikachu is here. That's because this is the location that Pikachu can spawn in a Cloud Island. In your regular gameplay experience, it's going to be a static encounter, but on the Cloud Island, that's how you're going to get it. The alarm clock sleep zone, any bed, any table, 1 alarm clock. Vending machine break area. 1 powered vending machine, 1 wide seat. The seat does need to be parallel to the vending machine. It can't be in front of it. I tried. Vending machine set, 1 waste bin, 1 powered vending machine. The mini game corner. 1 arcade machine, 1 punch-a game, 1 seat. The punch-a game eventually becomes unlocked in the PC. The arcade machine does not. You get that from artifacts, or if you can find it on the dev island. Water wheel spot, which requires a water wheel, and next to the water wheel that does have water, you have to have a waterfall. It could be before or after it. It also doesn't need to properly follow physics. I've learned, unfortunately, water wheels only flow in 1 direction. 87 is the furnace spot that you learned during the quest. 88 is the dock, which is 4 walkways, 1 powered street light on top of ocean water. Spooky study, which is 1 bookcase, 1 chic sofa, 1 plain table, 1 lit slender candle. Playing pirate, which is 2 barrels, 2 cannons, and 1 ship's wheel that you can get at the forward of the SS Anne. Or if you jump into the smokestack of the SS Anne, you get the recipe for crafting the ship's wheel. Working the register, 2 of any table, 1 cash register. The tiny altar, which is 1 canvas and 1 seat for Smiguru. The gourmet's altar, which is the offering dish, is how you get Moslax on Cloud Islands. The Pikachu space is a Pikachu sofa and Pikachu doll. You can find the doll in the shore in the Pokemon fan club house next to an Eevee doll. And the Pikachu sofa, the SS Anne, where the captain's wheel is. Behind there's a small ladder up, and then you're going to find 1 Pokeball that has a sofa in there. Cuteness Overload, which is the full cute set of a sofa, table, bed, illuminated lamp, and dresser. All of these things are eventually unlocked in the PC. Welcoming Resort, which is the resort sofa, table, hammock, and an illuminated resort light. Plain Life, which is the plain set with an illuminated lamp, is how you get Ampharos. Now we're making our way onto Rocky Ridges, starting with number 98 because for some reason they couldn't come up with 2 more for the seashore. First is the red tall grass. 99 is tree shaded red tall grass. 100 is pointy tree shaded rocky tall grass. Hydrated red tall grass. Elevated red tall grass, grassy training field that you got during the tutorial of the area, graceful flower bed with 4 mountain flowers, tree shaded graceful flower bed, hydrated graceful flower bed, flower garden stump stage, chop down a tree, use its stump, put 4 mushroom flowers around it and 2 mushroom lamps, toil in the soil, 4 vegetables, 1 wheelbarrow, uplifting duckweed that you got during the tutorial, mossy rest spot, which is just 4 moss next to each other, Mossy Boulder, which is 4 moss next to a mossy boulder. Mossy Hot Springs, 4 moss next to hot water. Open Air Bath, which is the hot spring spout that you'll eventually get the recipe for somewhere in the world, and that just needs to be next to hot spring. Harmonious Hot Spring, the same thing as before, but you're also putting a water base in there. Piping Hot Lava. Use water gun on a rock to be able to use strength on it, move the rock next to lava, and then it becomes ignited again. Digging and burning, you got this during the quest line. Cling Clang Iron Construction. 3 iron beams or columns, 1 wheelbarrow, 1 sandbags, 1 excavation tools. Creepy white rocks, stalagmites, 4 moss, 1 wooden crate, 1 powered lantern. You can either set this up next to stalagmites, or once you unlock the Magnemite ability, you can gather stalagmites by long holding Y. Container snacking, which is 1 barrel, 1 wooden crate, 1 powered lantern, 1 plated food. Dinner table surprise, 2 wide seats, 1 large table, and 4 party platters. This is very easy to do during the party quest line for Greedon. Best bread bakery, 1 bread oven, 2 counters, and 1 plated food. Mini kitchen, kitchen table, 1 cooking stove, 1 modern sink, cannot be a bathroom sink, and 1 of any frying pan. House party, 1 food counter, 1 party cups, 1 plated food. Lazy photo album scrolling that you get during the Pikachu questline. Chirping recital, 1 perch, 1 standing mic. The recital stage, 2 speakers, 1 small stage, 1 standing mic. Box to the rhythm, 1 punching bag, 1 table, and 1 CD player. Music and magazines, CD player, CD rack, and magazine rack. By the way, for the magazine rack, you get 1 in Silphco, or any Pokemart that you build. Mini museum that you get during the Gimmighoul questline. The refreshing locker room, 2 office lockers, 1 potted plant, 1 wide seat, 1 punching game that you can eventually buy in the PC. The bronze landmark that most likely you're going to get the Moonlight Dance statue from actually building the kit, along with 4 hedges and 1 sign. Railroad crossing, which is just a railroad track and a crossing gate. Chef's kitchen that you get during Greedon's questline. Absolute luxury, which is 1 powered luxury lamp, bed, table, and sofa. Heavy iron, 1 iron bed, table, chair, and illuminated lamp. Modern living, industrial bed, desk, and chair. Now we're making our way onto the sparkling Skylands. Starting off with pink tall grass, tree shaded pink tall grass, hydrated pink tall grass, elevated pink tall grass, concrete pipe secret base, which is 3 pipes and grass, fluffy flower bed, which is Skyland flowers, tree shaded fluffy flower bed, hydrated fluffy flower bed, waterside dinghy that you get during the Dragonite quest, illuminated waterfall, which almost all of these things are next to where you find the static encounter of Gyarados. Birdsong garden, stylish hedge, and a wooden birdhouse. Simple bathroom, 1 shower, 1 bathtub. Cycling rest stop, 1 bike, 1 vending machine. Don't know of a way that you get a bike other than appraising it. You could probably find one at the Dev Island. Fireplace nap spot, any stone fireplace, and a wide seat. It does not have to be a luxury sofa. Surging psychic power that you get during Alakazam's questline. Fortune teller's table, which is a crystal ball, 2 seats, and a table. Trash site TV, 2 garbage bags, and a powered television. Quick note about this, if you assign an image to the TV, you'll know that the Pokemon is spawning because the image will be gone and it will just be static, like snow. I don't know how to describe it for people who don't know what TV snow is. Oversized dumping ground, 3 iron beams or columns, tires, 1 waste bin, and 1 microwave oven. You might be able to find a microwave on a dev island, but I just got one in a shop. I recently came across this player, Mel Shota of Japan. They have their island accessible. You have to use the mysterious goggles from the PC in order to access the island. And they have a bunch of items out for you to then scan and 3D print yourself. I know for a fact that the microwave oven is there. The interrogation desk, which is an Arcanine doll, 2 folding chairs, industrial desk, and a powered lamp. Sewer hole inspection, iron pipe, sewer hole cover, excavation tools, and a traffic cone. Spotless washing station, towel rack, wall mirror, and sink. A lot of these items are found next to Dragonite's spawn habitat. The home theater, 2 speakers, 1 powered television, and 1 stand. This also follows the same thing as ghosts coming through a TV, just like the movie The Ring. If you haven't seen The Ring, I'm sorry. It's a great movie, or you're very young. Study area, 1 bookcase, 1 seat, 1 table, and 1 pencil holder. Rhythmic living room, you're going to build DDR. 2 speakers, 1 powered television, and 4 of any music mat. They do not need to be matching. In fact, if they are not matching, it makes for a better DDR build. Squeaky clean, which is 1 bathtub and 1 cleaning supplies. Moisturizing makeup stand. Any dresser, 1 humidifier, any seat. You eventually get the humidifier recipe from Pokedex completion. Mini library, 2 bookcases, 1 step stool, a table, and any light. It doesn't have to be a lamp, you can use a mushroom lamp on the ground. Game Corner Battle Zone, 2 arcade machines that are from relics and 2 of any seat. You can also get the arcade machines from the Dev Island. Playland, 1 slide, any toy. You could get this on one of the floating islands in the Skylands. Work desk, office desk, laptop, mug, office chair. You find all these things in the Skylands. Office storeroom, office shelf, step stool, cardboard boxes. Experiment space, science experiment, papers, and microscope. 169, the professor's apprentice program. You get this during the quest line. 170, the researcher's desk, 2 of any table, 1 science experiment, 1 powered computer. You find this computer underneath Sabrina's gym in the Skylands, the area that has the Team Rocket poster. I would recommend doing this one as soon as possible to get Porygon's questline for wireless power. Public reading material, 1 magazine rack and 1 newspaper. There is no newspaper in the whole game except for artifacts. I got mine from the Dev Island at the cafe that they have there. You cannot use a muggy newspaper for this. Heart-pounding surprise box. 2 spotlights, 1 big drum, 1 boo in the box. And the big drum you could eventually get in the PC. The prank button, which is 1 floor switch, 1 boo in the box. A picturesque photo cutout board, 1 photo cutout board, 2 powered spotlights, and a high up location. The photo cutout board is exclusive to relics, but I know that it's either on the Dev Island or the promotional team commercial players island. I'm probably messing that up, but if you go to my dev video, it's the 2nd island that I visit and it's there. 175 is the tire park. Nature's Market. After you get strength, you can move a boulder next to any large tree, put down 2 tables and a powered cash register. Construction site generator that you get during the quest line. Dojo training that you get during the quest line. Evil organization headquarters, which is 2 of any potted plant, the Team Rocket wall hanging, and the luxury sofa. You get a Team Rocket wall hanging underneath Sabrina's gym in the Sparkling Skylands. The 9 flames is 9 lit fire pits. You either have to go to enough dream islands and collect fire pits or get the recipe for it. Or of course 3D print them. 181 is plus central. 4 of these dolls. Having the other dolls doesn't help. Gamer's Paradise. You eventually unlock the recipe for all of these after progressing far enough in the Skylands. Top Pop, which is the full pop art set. You eventually get these in the Skylands PC. Fishing Pond, which is 1 fishing rod, 1 seat by freshwater. The ocean fishing spot, same thing but ocean water. The marsh fishing spot, same thing but muddy water. The hot springs fishing spot, same thing but hot springs water. The magma fishing spot, same thing but lava. The amped rock stage, which is 2 speakers, a powered stage, a standing mic, and a cool electric guitar. 190 is the low-key rock stage, which is the same thing but the other Toxtricity guitar. You can craft both guitars after you find your first strange strings. You can randomly find it in Pokeballs that spawn throughout the areas, or you get them specifically from Gimme Ghoul exchanges, not from artifact exchanges with Professor Tangrowth. The Malicious Knight statue and the Auspicious Knight statue, which require a pedestal or exhibition stand, the appropriate armor, 2 lit fire pits, and 2 stepping stones. The Auspicious and Malicious armor you get just like with the guitar and the suspicious strings. You get the armor fragment with exchanging with Gimme Ghoul or randomly as a Pokeball in the world. The armor fragment can then be crafted 1 time into the Malicious or 1 time into the Auspicious armor. You cannot 3D print the armor fragment. You can 3D print the 2 armors if you find them in the world or another player's base. I mentioned it elsewhere in the video, but I'll throw it out here. There is this independent player. I'm not responsible for what they have on their island. That's their address. Use the mystery goggles there, and I know that they have the guitars and the 2 armors that you can go take a picture of in object mode and 3D print. Starting at 193 is just the collection of all of the matching fossils of one specific Pokemon. First is all 5 for Aerodactyl, and then the Skull Fossil, all of them for Rampardos, and then the Armor Fossil, all of them for Bastodon, then the Jaw Fossil, all of them for Tyrantrum, and then the Sail Fossil, all of them for Aurorus. And then we finally get to the evolutions, which you get all of these hints given to you once you go and establish your pallet town, and you get all of these various items that go onto a table and chair from completing various tasks specifically within Pallet Town. Some notes about this: it's very easy to do the roads. I would recommend waiting until you have asphalt because it's very fast and cheap to make. The lifts require you to have 10 lifts in 5 hooked up pairs properly. Yeah, that's pretty much like the harder ones from there. All of them are generally easy once you start building infrastructure there. Some of them require you to build a bunch of prefabs, so small dens are definitely the way to go. And having Tinkaton with you, Engineer Tinkatink can help you build things faster. That is all 209 habitats in the base game of Pokopia. And if you found this video helpful, I do have an entire playlist of me going through the game, dishing out little fun tips and tricks here and there throughout your entire journey. That playlist is on the screen now. If you see my face 3 times, why aren't you subscribed? Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, Austin John out.